Everything you've been told about assets is a carefully engineered lie. Your dream home, luxury car, and that status watch aren't assets at all. They're sophisticated cash-draining traps, silently siphoning your income while chaining you to a desk for decades. The middle class is conditioned to collect these trophies. The wealthy measure assets by the freedom they produce, not the comfort they pretend to offer. Welcome to Finance Channel, where we unpack the psychology behind your money decisions. The studies, the patterns, the quiet traps. If you've ever wondered why you do what you do with money, you're in the right place. The wealthy see an asset as something that feeds them cash, not something that just makes life comfortable. An asset, by their definition, puts money in your pocket. It doesn't ask for insurance, maintenance, or storage fees. Yet the middle class has been taught to treat every possession as a trophy, turning their lives into a museum of liabilities. These objects silently drain you, month after month. Picture this. After years of grinding, you finally land the promotion. The validation feels intoxicating. Without even noticing, your thoughts drift to a home upgrade, nicer neighborhood, extra square footage, the undeniable trophy of your success. You can already imagine the new furniture, the dinner parties, the envy. You exhale, certain you've arrived, but the house feels empty. Your IKEA sofa looks out of place, so you upgrade to West Elm. Then the 10-year-old car doesn't match the driveway, so you lease a luxury SUV. You're not furnishing a home, you're curating an image. The house now comes with a matching set of expectations and a matching set of bills. You've built a beautiful stage, but every month, the mortgage, insurance, HOA, maintenance, and car lease conspire to empty your account faster than your salary can fill it. Your house rich and cash poor, working harder just to maintain the illusion. Each payment on these assets steals your freedom. You're not accumulating wealth, you're funding a museum of liabilities. Here's the brutal financial truth. An asset feeds you, a liability eats you. Your home devours property taxes, repairs, and mortgage interest monthly. Your car bleeds value the second you turn the key. That luxury watch, it just sits there, silently demanding insurance premiums. If it costs you money every month without producing income, it's not an asset, it's a drain. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy aren't collecting trophies. They're accumulating invisible income streams, rental units that pay you each month, dividend portfolios compounding quietly, businesses that run without you. No flashy symbols of success, just silent machines printing money in the background. Their assets are silent but alive, working while you sleep. So here's the question that should shatter the way you see everything. If the possessions you're so proud of cost you money every month, while the possessions they hold earn them money, who really owns whom? And why has no one ever sat you down to explain this quiet, sinister inversion? The reason you mistake liabilities for assets isn't ignorance, it's your own mind. Psychologists call it the endowment effect. You overvalue what you own simply because it's yours. A house feels like an asset the moment you buy it, and society reinforces that belief with applause. Keeping up with the Joneses is a stealth wealth tax. You pay a premium for the right zip code, oversized houses, and status symbols, trading logic for location, freedom for square footage. That social tax doesn't build your wealth, it funds the bank's asset column, turning your displays of success into a costly museum of debt. You walk into your new home, and the dopamine floods your brain, but within 3 months, the thrill evaporates. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. Your baseline resets, and that gourmet kitchen becomes just the room where you make coffee. So you start scanning for a bigger upgrade. The treadmill doesn't have a finish line. Your brain was hijacked by an ancient chemical. Dopamine doesn't reward owning, it rewards the hunt. The spike comes during the chase, not when you hold the keys. The day you move in, your brain's reward system is already scanning for the next target. Ownership becomes a sedative, while the bill keeps your nervous system wide awake. Your home isn't a sanctuary, it's a museum. Every room a carefully curated exhibit, the designer sofa no one sits on, the guest bed dressed for visitors who never come, the garage stuffed with boxes of forgotten status trophies. You've become a full-time curator, spending your prime years preserving a collection that pays you nothing. Look around the room right now. How many possessions in your line of sight send you a check each month? None. Yet we call them assets. That quiet, uncomfortable truth, your environment is a museum of silent liabilities, is the seed that changes everything. Here's the filter the wealthy use. Ask yourself, if I buy this, does it produce cash flow? If the answer is no, it's a luxury, not an asset. You don't have to deprive yourself, just delay gratification until your assets, not your paycheck, pay for it. That's the discipline that builds real wealth. Imagine treating your household as a business you must turn profitable. Every expense is an operating cost. Every debt, a loan against your future labor. That walk-in closet isn't storage, it's dead inventory. It sits idle, producing nothing, while quietly consuming your financial oxygen. You obsess over the sticker price, but ignore the lifetime drain. A $40,000 SUV consumes $12,000 in fuel, insurance, and depreciation over 5 years. That's a $52,000 drain that never puts a dollar back in your pocket. Real assets do the opposite. They silently compound, sending cash your way year after year. Ever notice how the genuinely wealthy often drive older cars, live in unassuming homes? They've decoupled identity from possessions. Their ego isn't parked in the driveway. Meanwhile, their money is out working, accumulating, compounding, invisible. That's the quiet engine of real wealth. So look around your home. I'm curious, what's one item you once called an asset but now suspect is just a beautifully packaged liability? Drop it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people share the same exhibit. Your museum tour starts with a single honest label. This is a machine. Upgrade the house and suddenly the old furniture looks shabby. It demands a matching sofa, then the right art, then vacations that fit the new zip code. Your life becomes a museum that requires a consistent theme, and that theme is debt. Every asset you buy forces the next liability. Behavioral economists call this mental accounting. You get a raise and immediately reclassify that money as extra for a bigger mortgage, instead of seeing it as fuel for income-producing assets. A tax refund lands and you've already mentally assigned it to a driveway, never to a dividend-producing fund. Your categories are backward. Tonight, walk through your home and silently label everything. Inflow or outflow, that couch you sink into. Outflow, the laptop powering your side business, that might be inflow. The watch, outflow. This simple practice rewires how your brain sees possessions. Soon, you won't just see objects, you'll see their gravitational pull on your future. Wealth isn't the number on your deed or the car in your garage. It's the gap between what you earn and what you spend, multiplied by the freedom it buys. A $200,000 salary with a $195,000 lifestyle is poverty in a suit. Real wealth is measured in months of life you own, not objects you maintain. You've been conditioned to see your home as an asset, but here's the inversion. Your mortgage is actually the bank's asset. Every interest payment you make is cash flow into their portfolio. For decades, your house remains a towering liability, wearing an asset's costume while you fund their wealth. That is the real ownership inversion. But here's the liberating secret. You don't have to sell everything and live in a van. You simply start acquiring what the wealthy actually acquire, cash-flowing assets, and stop curating your life like a gallery of status objects. The exit isn't deprivation. It's intentionality. What the quietly wealthy possess isn't luck, it's a learnable skill set. They don't just buy things, they evaluate cash-on-cash returns. They understand ROI, not just how an asset makes them feel. And they build systems that generate income while they sleep. These skills are hidden in plain sight, deliberately left out of traditional education. So, what's your first real asset? A dividend-paying index fund, a small rental property, a digital product that sells while you sleep. Pick one that can send you a single dollar. Because that dollar doesn't just buy something, it rewires your brain, proving you can earn without trading time. That shift is worth more than any paycheck. That first small deposit from an asset you own, not a paycheck, rewires you. Now, a new watch isn't a status symbol. It's a missed down payment. That designer bag, it's 10 shares of an index fund. Your eyes adjust, and you stop feeding the museum you spent a lifetime building. Every possession you just upgraded locked away more of your time. The true asset isn't the object, it's the hours you reclaim. Wealth isn't a collection, it's a calculation. How many days of freedom does this income stream give you? When your cash flow eclipses your costs, you've bought your life back. Stop counting status points. Start counting free tomorrows. Here's your first redesign. Start small. Redirect 10% of your income into cash flow generating assets before you pay the mortgage museum each month. And before upgrading your car, ask, could this money instead buy a tiny rental property or dividend-paying stocks? Operate like the wealthy. Assets are for income, not identity. Imagine waking up and realizing your possessions are working for you, not you for them. The house isn't a master demanding upkeep. It's a silent choice. You're no longer a curator dusting a museum of liabilities. You own invisible streams that pay you while you sleep. That shift is real wealth. You're not alone in this mental rewiring. Across the country, a silent revolution is rejecting the Museum of Liabilities. People are now measuring life not by the shine of their possessions, but by the quiet hum of cash flow engines. Join them. Watch your invisible empire grow. If this video shifted even one frame in your mental model, drop a comment below and tell me what you'll now classify differently. A possession you once called an asset that you suddenly see as a quiet liability. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a wealth of rewiring ahead, and you'll want to catch every single release. So here's the uncomfortable truth. We spend our best years curating a museum of things that quietly own us. The wealthy measure an asset by the cash it generates, not the comfort it provides. You've been conditioned to chase status upgrades, each one triggering a new cascade of liabilities. Are you ready to stop being a curator and start being free? Because the final choice isn't what you own, it's what owns you. If this gave you a new lens on your own money behavior, consider subscribing. There's a new one every Tuesday and Friday. Share it with someone you'd want to talk this through with. And as always, the work isn't in earning more. It's in understanding why you spend the way you do.